Hi and welcome to this short video where we'll be sharing the differences between regenerative ways of working and traditional ways of working. And we'll share the unique frameworks that we share with our business clients. But first, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Sarah Spencer and my colleague is JK McQuinn. And we are regenerative mentors and trainers, and we help visionary leaders grow purpose-led enterprises that make an impact. Our regenerative approach is inspired by living system success. We hope this video will give you confidence to start or to continue your regenerative business journey, because this is the best way for your organisation to grow in a healthy way. And of course, we are all about creating thriving organisations on a thriving planet too.
So to start off, what do we mean by regenerative organisations? Regenerative organisations are modelled on the success of living systems, and they create ideal conditions for life and potential to emerge. Here's a definition that we both love. A living, evolving and naturally functioning organisation where abundance and resilience are recurring outcomes of its underlying health. When we grow a regenerative business, we feed the soil with the nutrients it needs for health and growth, and from that we can be confident that innovation, new ideas, collaborations and financial resilience will emerge. So with that in mind, what is regenerative leadership? Regenerative leadership means responding to the unique circumstances of yourself, your team, your organisation, your place and your community. Regenerative leaders create ideal conditions for growing the capability of living beings to co-evolve, and they enable the process whereby potential, things that haven't yet happened, move into existence. Regenerative leaders are guided by living systems and take a design approach. They look at the big picture and the long term, not simply the short-term quick fixes and quick wins. When we talk about leaders, we don't just mean managers. Anyone has the potential to become a regenerative leader in this new way of working and thinking. So this video will be helpful to you, whatever your position in your organisation.
Given that regenerative means working with the uniqueness of your people and your organisation, this means that you can no longer use tick-box solutions and one-size-fits-all systems of best practice. Because when something works in one situation, it often isn't the best for another, because no two circumstances are alike. So what can you use as a guide instead? Regenerative approaches use frameworks and guiding principles, and within those we have a flexible set of tools that can be used as and when appropriate. These frameworks are flexible enough to allow for every situation, but they provide the guidance you need so that your inner and outer regenerative journey becomes much easier and remains within boundaries that regenerate life. They take the stress out of living with the complexities that are inherent to all human and non-human living systems. You find that the big questions that you might otherwise wrangle with suddenly become much simpler. Decision making becomes easier and your stress levels fall, because you can be confident that you're making the right choices, or at least the choices that are best at the time in the circumstances. Without frameworks as a guide, you can feel out of control and overwhelmed by complexity. And to be honest, it's not as if the current controlled parameters that you as a leader are operating within are working anyway. Like many leaders, you may feel stressed and overwhelmed with current mechanistic systems and processes that were supposedly designed to make things easier. Our regenerative frameworks allow you to embrace life's natural complexity without becoming overwhelmed, and work with guiding principles that work for each and every situation but are not rigidly applied in a right and wrong way. This allows the unique potential of every situation to be brought out, not squashed down, as is so often the case in today's ways of working.
Here's a story to illustrate. Juno worked in an entry-level position answering the phones for a company that has great ethical products, mohair socks. She loves the company and has used their products for years, long before she started working for them. She knows from experience that the socks are a great natural way to combat foot odour because of the natural properties of mohair fibres, which she learned about while working a summer job on a farm. She thinks this would be a great marketing strategy and might mean that people were more willing to pay the higher than average price the socks require. Because she's new to the company and her job is answering phones, she isn't invited to meetings and lacks confidence to approach the managers. The managers are pleasant, but the management structure is hierarchical and employees are regularly let go if they aren't the right fit for the latest management trend. So Juno's great idea remains hidden and the potential for a new marketing campaign never sees the light of day. Juno herself feels like she won't progress at the company, so leaves and finds a job elsewhere. Now imagine the alternative. The company has a flat structure where multidisciplinary teams regularly meet to discuss ideas. No ideas are deemed too silly. The ideas of every employee, from the newest to the most senior, are valued and listened to. Extensive feedback from customers informs decisions and a wide variety of opinions are canvassed. In this company, Juno brings her ideas to a meeting and the team run with it. Juno is invited onto the group taking the idea forward with another member of staff covering the phones for her. The marketing campaign is a great success and mohair socks become highly sought after for their ability to keep feet smelling lovely. The company's revenue increases and they decide to invest some of the products into new materials to make the non-mohair materials in their socks even more ethical and circular. So hopefully you can see how having frameworks that allow potential to emerge benefits the organisation and its people. And when done well, they can regenerate the biosphere too.
I'd like to introduce you to our unique regenerative frameworks that we use in our Think Like a Forest programmes. We've developed them after many years studying different approaches, working with organisations and living our lives and growing our businesses in regenerative ways. Our 12 strands of ecosystem-inspired success framework is modelled on living systems success. We've studied a wide range of living systems approaches and have drawn together the common strands here. These are nature's secrets of success, developed over 3.8 billion years of evolution. When we start seeing our businesses and organisations as the living systems that they are, we can see why embracing nature's solutions is the best way. And it also becomes really apparent why the 20th century mechanistic ways of doing business don't work. Businesses are not machines, and treating them as such is contributing to the ill health of people and planet. Nature has always created life and created conditions conducive to the creation of new life. In our businesses, this means going beyond what is merely sustainable and to run our enterprises and economies in ways that regenerate earth and people. So back to the 12 strands. Nature operates according to processes of divergence, which is opening up, and convergence, which is closing down, and our frameworks do too. That means opening up to look at the big picture, explore all the options, and then narrowing down to decide which choices to make. Our 12 strands framework always starts with observation. We believe that if you don't know where you are now, how are you going to decide where to go next? We encourage you to look at your organisation from multiple different perspectives and through new lenses. That's why we invite you to take our Discover Your Team's Impact Making Mindset quiz to discover which mindset your business is being governed by at the moment. You'll find the link in the notes. We then turn to the second strand, where we explore your organisation's purpose. Uniting your team behind a common purpose, one they truly believe in and runs through the heart of the work, is the glue that bonds, the motivation that keeps you going, and the key to resilience, bouncing forward when times are tough. The other strands then work in harmony with that purpose, offering guidance on the health and growth of the organisation and its people, guidance on effective decision making, and support when things don't go to plan. You'll find guidance on finance, governance, people, systems, networks, leadership, products, and processes running throughout the programme, all guided by the 12 strands. Successful organisations are strong in all 12 strands because all the strands are connected. You can't just pick one and ignore the rest. Nature just doesn't work like that. Having said that, you will be able to identify strands that you are stronger in and need less work, and others that need more work. That's a process we guide you through during the programme.
When we look at the organisation as a living system, we see that everything is connected. That means that you as leader, team member, change maker, or entrepreneur, in other words, whatever your position, play a key role in the success of the business. That's why at the core is self, you. You're invited to come on an inner journey to explore what is the uniqueness that you bring to the world, what you are being called to do, and how are you going to get there. That's a journey of expanding the parameters of your own comfort zone in a brave and supported way. We believe this isn't something you can do alone. For each of the 12 strands, we look at all 6 of the system dimensions, which of course all interconnect. These are self, team, organisation, place, this might be any land or workplace or your bioregion, the wider ecosystem, which includes things like community, stakeholders, and biosphere. At that highest level, there is the biosphere, the planet, source of all life to us. When we move from seeing the planet as a set of resources to plunder and instead see the biosphere as a partner in co-creation, that's where the real magic happens. When you choose to unite with other businesses and organisations, all operating with the biosphere in mind, you really do make an impact in regenerating the earth and entering a new way of living with, not from, the living beings we share our biosphere with. During our programmes, we support you to unite the 12 strands and the 6 systems dimensions. It's a fairly simple formula for success, and whilst it might be simple, we understand it's not always easy as you become a catalyst for change, shifting your direction and choices in the current non-regenerative world. But when we do unite the 12 strands and the 6 systems dimensions, a certain seemingly effortless flow emerges, somewhat like a beehive where everyone has their own unique talent and knows how to bring their potential to the fore, supported by the systems that are in place. It's also like a magnificent forest with a huge diversity of plants and animals all doing their thing in the dynamic balance of life. We'll be inviting you to step into nature to learn directly from living systems during the programme.
We'd like to share more with you about our programmes, which are Think Like a Forest Regenerative Organisation Fundamentals, which is for leaders, change makers and entrepreneurs, and also Regenerative Organisation Adventure, which is for whole teams or whole organisations. And you can also come on Regenerative Organisation Experiences with us out in the woods. So we hope to see you inside one of our programmes soon.